You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
The NBA announced their dunk of the year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
Well, really just I was really looking at the success that Memphis had as something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people, and welcome. Yeah, that's right. It is week 2 of the college football season. Week 1 of the National Football League starts tonight. The Shield. We will talk about all of that coming up on this edition of The Odds Couple. Here on the program today, we'll have Pick It or Park It with a handful of college football games, a couple of NFL games as well. We'll look at tonight's Thursday night game. We got some fish nuggets. We got our picks coming up later on in the program as well. Free picks, we got that too. And we'll look back at a little bit at week 1 and what we're looking forward to here in week 2. Another busy show as the football season is underway. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is alongside.
Hey,
hello, Lang. How are you?
Great. Thanks to TCU.
Thanks to TCU.
Had an okay weekend, and then watched that crap all day Monday about how great Bill Belichick is,
the GOAT.
how UNC turned it around. The more I watched, the more I kept thinking about it, and I picked up my phone and put a little money on TCU.
And after that first drive, you thought, oh.
No, I knew.
You still knew? Okay.
First drives don't count.
Okay.
Haven't we decided that? We've decided first drives do not count.
Because after that first drive, I thought to myself, I lost this bet.
NFL or college. No. Those first drives are scripted. For whatever reason, the first drives always work.
Yeah.
From then on, it's like all bets are off.
Okay.
So, don't worry about first drives. It doesn't matter, NFL, college, first drives.
They don't matter.
They trick you.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't matter.
Unless it's Texas.
Even then.
I don't know. I said that first arch throw where he rolled out and that guy's like, I saw Greg McElroy do a thing on, you just got to check it down, hit the easy one. Don't try to hit the double and triple, hit the easy one, hit the underneath right there. Don't try to go for this on your first pass. And I'm like, bro, it's a rollout, 12-yard pass. That dude is wide open. There's nobody around him, and he threw it at his feet.
I feel like I could have hit that pass.
That was an omen for the rest of Arch Manning's games. Just totally inaccurate.
How are you, Jen Roser?
I'm wonderful. Are we doing what I was wrong about?
We will in a moment.
Oh, okay. All right, talk to CJ.
I want to say hi to CJ first. Hello, CJ.
Don't talk to me. I want to hear what Rosa was wrong about.
All right, well.
Yeah, what were we wrong about in week 1?
Where do we begin?
Oh, no.
Yeah, right.
Where is it? I was wrong about Texas. I was wrong about Southern Miss and Mississippi State. Although Southern Miss did outscore them
Yeah.
in the first, second, and fourth quarters, the problem was they just got outscored 21-0 in the third quarter. Indiana, it looked like they were going to blow it open at one point, and then, they didn't. Notre Dame, I had a bad feeling about this the morning of the game. And it wasn't just that I had to go number 2. It turned out it was a legit bad feeling about this game because I went against, and I won't make the same mistake this week, but I went against what you should never do. When you have a quarterback making their very first start and it is a road game against a really good team, you just don't take them. And I made that mistake with Notre Dame taking that Carr kid. He showed some moxie, but just not ready, not there yet. Carson Beck. I
told you.
Carson Beck's a real college quarterback,
He's a
no
good
matter what you
quarterback.
think of him. Like, that guy's won big games before, been in a lot of big games.
Won the SEC a year ago.
So I regret that one. Shout out Georgia Tech for taking care of business. Coach Prime, man, you can't just walk out the stadium with the 2 timeouts in
Did
your
you see
pocket.
the video of
No.
Deion explaining his clock management?
Yeah.
Down the stretch?
I mean,
He was like, well, we went out of bounds. You call a timeout? And I was like, yes. Call the timeouts. At least call them.
Well, when he didn't call the timeout, that next play, it took them forever to snap the ball. And not only then did it take them forever, Caden Salter ended up running around and ended up having like a 9-yard rush. And I was like, dude, y'all just took like 34 seconds off the clock doing that. Now
They're
there's like 18 seconds
we
left.
got a first down, so we didn't call the timeout because the clock's. Well, call it, man. Let them rest. Figure out a play.
Yeah.
I was wrong about Alabama. I thought they were going to be good.
Yeah, because, Lane, you were talking real spicy before the show the last 2 weeks about Mike Norvell. And,
It's true.
I thought
they
they'd be
came
a lot
through.
better.
And
I thought they'd be.
Castellanos. I thought
Yeah.
Castellanos was going to suck.
Well, he
thought
only had to
they'd
throw
be-
14 passes.
I thought Bama would be good defensively, especially,
they-
and they were
They were really
soft.
bad.
The way their first drive was, it felt like, oh, this is what they're going to do. We're just going to line. They're just going to line up, and they're going to run behind their huge offensive line and just knock Florida State
And
off
you
the
remember
ball.
why Gus Malzahn's a good offensive coordinator. Maybe not a good head coach, but he's a really good offensive coordinator because he had
Yes.
them just
And that
ticking down the
Castellanos
field.
is so perfect for what Gus Malzahn
Yeah.
does. We'll see if they can sustain it. If Florida State can sustain
Well, yeah,
it
you
as the
figure
season
other
goes
teams
on.
now are going to be like, all right,
Right.
yeah, we'll load up on the run, make you pass.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see.
I'll say what I was wrong about when we had the conversation a couple of weeks ago about the 3 Florida coaches being fired. They're all in the top 15.
Yeah.
In week 2, I don't think, because I believed there was a real good chance, over 50% chance, that all 3 of them would be gone after this year. Cristobal, Norvell, and Napier. Norvell and Cristobal have big wins already
Yeah.
to
So,
start the season.
Lagway
and
will know in a couple of
Napier
weeks.
will
They-
know when they
Here's
start
the
playing
thing, though.
somebody.
They all play each other this year, so that's good. Like all those schools play each other. the
Florida has an
schools
interesting
do.
game this week, and I know they blew out LIU. They got hit for a loss 10 times in the first half.
Yeah.
against Long Island, which makes me wonder what happens this week against a pretty good South Florida.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get ahead of everything, Lane.
All right.
That's coming up in Pick It or Park It. Also, what I was wrong about, and we will lead into our guy over here, CJ, because he was wrong about it.
A lot of stuff?
I'll let him explain. I was at Shinedown in Bush on Saturday
Nice.
night, but I was wrong about LSU against Clemson. I thought Clemson was going to win that game
Team speed.
because they were at home.
I told you,
and
didn't have the team speed.
LSU ended up winning that game.
Yeah, that was one that I was wrong about. I didn't think Nussmeier was any good, and you got to be good to go in there week 1 and get the win. I went on, including the Pick It or Park It picks and the regular picks. I think I went 3-8 against the spread last week. 3-8 against the spread, but my over-unders 4-1.
There you go.
I'm gonna try one more week of this against the spread nonsense,
Yeah.
and then I'm only picking over-unders from here
thing
on
with
out.
Nussmeier is like he's always been really good, except he makes like 3 really dumb plays every game. He just didn't make the 3 dumb plays against Clemson. He was good, he was there, but he somehow managed not to make the dumb plays, and that was enough. To
We
get you the
talked
win.
about that
Also,
with him. Like it's like he threw 12 picks last year, but it could have been like 20 because he does he makes some plays every game where you're like, okay, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I also thought we sat here and talked about offense for the last 3 weeks. We talked about Arch Manning. We talked about all these different players, Lagway, all these guys. And defense was kind of what ended up mattering the most last weekend. I wrote about it in the Grind City Media newsletter. Check it out.
Check that out.
Like Arch Manning, and they had 7 points. Clemson had 31 rushing yards. Alabama had 87 rushing yards. Miami held Notre Dame to 7 through 3 quarters. South Carolina kept Virginia Tech from scoring a touchdown. Like, good defense is still what matters, I think, more than offense. It's just easier, at least heading into the season, to talk about offense. Now we have an idea. LSU's defense was great in that Clemson game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so those are good things to know going into week 2.
And I think CJ, like my record was bad this weekend. CJ, you just went through yours on the pick it apart and everything. I think it's just, it really is. We say it all the time, but like with the portal, like it is, you really don't know what a lot of these teams are. And like, look, here's the, like Ohio State won that game. We talk about how bad Arch looked. It's not like Ohio State's offense looked amazing. They had 200 yards. Like they didn't do anything either.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what these teams are going to be. It is still really early in the season. It feels likely, like, dude, we could have a national champion that's going to have like 3 losses this year. Yeah. It could absolutely happen.
All right. One of the things I was wrong about as well was a 12-0 season for the Texas Longhorns in the Heisman Trophy for Arch Manning. And when you look at the Heisman odds, Arch Manning has, well, let's just say he has slipped. Garrett Nussmeier is the new leader at plus 800. Carson Beck is second at plus 950. Lenoris Sellers at plus 1,000. Cade Klubnik at plus 1,400, along with Gunnar Stockton of Georgia and Arch Manning at plus 1,400. John Mateer, Dante Moore, Devon Dampier, Jackson Arnold, DJ Lagway, Drew Aller, and Jeremiah Smith.
Jackson Arnold.
So
fill out that.
The Dampier kid, dude, this kid's highlights are amazing. I did some research on this the game they were playing against UCLA last week, just looking to see, because it was only like the second or third time that Kyle Whittingham has not made a bowl game at Utah, and he went out and he got this Dampier kid from New Mexico, and his highlights are unbelievable. And this kid had like 300 yards and like 3 touchdowns last week. I don't know what his preseason Heisman odds were, but I'm guessing he probably made like one of the biggest jumps for sure. That kid is fun as hell to watch play, Devin Dampier. I'm still riding my my Austin Simmons ticket from Ole Miss.
Slow start,
but then the rest of the game, he really got it going. I also took a 70-1 ticket on Raiola Baby Mahomes for Nebraska. Don't love that. Nebraska plays so conservative.
What about that? I mean, it helps that the quarterback, Dampier, played against Nico.
Yeah, Nico's terrible.
Who was terrible for UCLA.
I think Nico, like, I heard from some Tennessee. I talked to some Tennessee people, that the media guys over there, and they say one of the things they think, they're like, yes, there was, like, felt like he needed more help, is kind of the excuse. That felt like it was a little bit of an excuse, because like Tennessee always has one of the best rushing offenses in the SEC, if not the best rushing offense in the SEC. They had the number 1 rusher in the SEC. Right, under Heupel. And they ran the ball great last week against Syracuse too, but it was the pressure. Like, Nico was supposed to be the one, like, he's going to deliver Tennessee their national championship, and that he's not.
I read a thing about
he wanted out.
I read a thing from one of those X's and O's SEC guys who was saying, like, the Heupel system, you only have like 2 or 3 reads you make.
Yeah.
And they were like, now going to UCLA, which is like a traditional read-react system, like, it's going to be a lot harder for him. And it was. Like, he was even worse than he was at Tennessee. I don't – maybe he's just not cut out to be a 5-star QB.
Right.
You know? And Arch Manning looked the same way, to be honest. And he looked like it was totally overwhelming for him.
I feel like Arch will get better because Sark is good with quarterbacks.
Yeah, he'll develop him.
Like Deshaun Foster was a running back. It's so weird you would leave Heupel like that, because it's like the system is set up for you to, like, he is going to make it easy on you to be a really good quarterback.
Yeah. All right, how about a bonus pick it or park it here in segment number 1?
Let's go.
The Memphis Tigers back in action this week after their win over UT Chattanooga. They will be on the road this week to take on Georgia State. Tigers come in as a 13.5-point favorite. The total in this one is 57.5. Tigers 7-4, their last 11 against the spread on the road. 39-21 against the spread on the road against teams with a losing record. Georgia State 0-1. Also, 11 of their last 15 on the road have gone over the total. Meanwhile, Georgia State 1-7-2 against the spread in their last 10 games. 3-10 against the spread in their last 13 at home. Memphis in one meeting, won and covered. They'll do the same. They win by 17. 38-21 Tigers. They cover. The total goes over as well. Lang?
Park it.
Park it. Oh,
Stay
you're
away,
scared
man.
of them
Come
Tigers,
on.
aren't you?
How'd you learn your lesson? Memphis, it doesn't matter what you think is going to happen. The opposite always happens. I'm staying away.
All right. DeRoser?
Learn my lesson.
I'm staying away.
See?
Park it. Stay away.
I'm picking all of these against the spread thing, so I know whether or not I just need to stay away from the ATS. I'm going to go Tigers to cover the minus 13.5.
Ole Miss killed them.
Yeah.
But Lane Kiffin does that against that type of team. That's,
That was an easy
Like if
cover
you want to
last week.
do if you did week 1, what's their problem? It would be Ole Miss and USC. USC scored 73 on Missouri State. It's what are you doing? Why are you doing that to them? What's wrong
And
with
Ole Miss
you?
does that non-conference.
Yeah, and Ole
games.
Miss does it too.
Yeah. All right. There you go. A little bonus pick it or park it. CJ and I both going with the Tigers. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the official pick it or park it. We got 5 games out of the SEC, plus a couple of NFL games as well. We'll get to the Thursday night game out of the NFL coming up later in the show as well, plus fish nuggets and some picks all ahead. Here on the Odds Couple, you're watching Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
The NBA announced their dunk of the year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Odds Couple.
Sing on, Fish.
Thursday edition of the large program. We'll be back with you on Monday. We were off this last Monday because of the holiday, but back with you on Monday at 2 o'clock as well, as we will recap the weekend gone by in both college and the National Football League. It's time now for Pick It or Park It. We'll go through some of the top games of this weekend, get the guys' thoughts, whether they want to pick it or stay away from it and park it. We'll start with Ole Miss at Kentucky. The Rebels taking on the Wildcats. Ole Miss, a 10.5-point favorite on the road. 50.5 is the total in this one. Ole Miss, 5-0-1 against the spread in week 2 the last 6 years. 9-3 against the spread in September. 11-5 against the spread their last 16 games. 31 of the last 44 for Ole Miss have gone under the total. For Kentucky, 1-4 against the spread their last 5 at home. 8 of 11 against the SEC have gone under, and 24 of their last 37 overall have gone under. Ole Miss has won 3 of the last 4, including the last 2 in Kentucky. I think this is a small line, which kind of surprises me a little bit that it's only 10.5 between these two. So that scares me a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Ole Miss. They are good early in the season. They always are under Lane Kiffin. I got them 31-17 covering and it going under.
I need a ruling. Are we giving our pick it, park it picks if we have a pick on them later or no?
I think so, because we'll probably have to hurry through the picks later.
All right. So, Kentucky's quarterback, Zach Calzada.
Yeah.
Kentucky eked out a win against Toledo last week. They won by 8 points. Zach Calzada, 85 passing yards.
Yeah.
10 completions.
Yes.
Ole Miss scored what, 60-something points last week?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take Ole Miss to cover.
All right, Roser?
Yeah, I'm going to pick it. Zach Calzada, as you mentioned, 10 of 23, 85 yards, 1 interception against Toledo. Toledo outgained Kentucky 329 to 305. Toledo had 270 passing yards against Kentucky. Ole Miss just had 400 passing yards this past week. I also think this was the game last year when they look back at it. Ole Miss wants back. They lost Florida and LSU later in the year, and those gave them their second and third losses, which kept them out of the playoff. But if you really look back at it, if they would have won that Kentucky game, it was like week 5 or whatever. If they win that one, you lose Florida and LSU, you're still in the playoff. That Kentucky game was the backbreaker. Ole Miss wants revenge. Rebels roll big in Lexington.
All right, CJ.
Go to my notebook, y'all.
Which notebook is that?
Workplace slave.
Oh.
All day.
Every day.
Kentucky 7-3 as a dog at home since 29. Kentucky 5-1-1 against the spread last 7 as dogs. Kentucky are in this matchup. The last 5 meetings of the underdog is 5-0 against the spread with 4 wins outright. Kentucky's Mark Stoops is 8-4 against the spread in SEC openers. And I will absolutely be taking Ole Miss in this one. What the hell are we talking about? What are we doing here? Come on, man. I saw that slop they put out there against Toledo. Are you kidding me? No, give me Ole Miss.
The next game, one of the real interesting games, I think, this week in the SEC is the Missouri Tigers will be hosting the Kansas Jayhawks, a Jayhawks team that's looked pretty good in both Week 0 and in Week 1. Missouri comes in as a 6.5-point favorite in the border war. 51.5 is the over-under total. Mizzou 18-0 straight up as a favorite. They've covered their last 6 as a favorite. 16-5 against the spread, their last 21. They've covered the last 6 overall. 26-19 against the spread, the last 45 at home. 8-3 against the spread, their last 11. All great numbers for Mizzou. Kansas, meanwhile, 9-76 straight up, their last 85 games on the road. They are 9-76. Straight up, their last 85 on the road, 4-10 against the spread on the road, and 0-5 against the spread their last 5 in September. Head-to-head, Mizzou has won 5 of the last 6 meetings with the Jayhawks. I'm going with Mizzou barely, just by the hook. 28-21 Tigers, they cover, and the total goes under.
I think they win by more than that. Kansas beat Wagner, and they beat who else? Do you remember who else it was?
Fresno,
yeah. Missouri, I actually watched a lot of that Missouri game last week. They looked really good. The one thing that might come up down the road is their backup QB, Sam Horn, got hurt. First play that he was in, I believe. So now they have a freshman as their backup QB. So if Pribula gets hurt, whatever. I mean, he had 23 for 28, 283 yards passing last week. Kansas is for all those 2 blowouts. Like I haven't been that impressed with them so far, and I think Missouri.
Have you been impressed with Jalen Daniels though?
A little bit, but not like I'm watching Michael Vick or something or it's been closer to Arch Manning than it's been Michael. So I'm taking Missouri in this one.
All right, Roser.
I would normally say I've got a pick on this game, so I'm going to sit this one out. But since you say we're going to have to rush through picks, both of these teams. Missouri, 200 or more rushing yards. They had 200-plus rushing yards against Central Arkansas, who's not even a real team. Kansas is the only one of these teams that has actually played a real team in Fresno, and they did have 200 yards rushing in that one, too. Kansas also 200 more rushing yards against Wagner, who runs the ball better in this game. I think you come down to the quarterbacks, Daniels and Bo Pribula. I don't trust the Central Arkansas thing. Jalen Daniels, he's been around a while. Give me Kansas. Plus the points. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk, all over Columbia, Missouri, Saturday night.
Yeah. CJ.
I was confident in this pick before you told me that Kansas was what? What was that number again?
9-76.
9-76. My God.
All 9 of those wins have come when Lance Leipold's been coach.
Probably.
I have no idea.
Don't say it so certain, Roser.
Well, they just have to
Charlie
be.
Weiss was
That's
0
the point.
76.
That could be right.
No, I think that as long as you got a quarterback like Daniels and he looks close to what he was in that AutoZone Liberty Bowl 2 years ago, as long as you got somebody like that who can make plays outside of the pocket, that gives me pause for any college football team. I think Missouri wins this one, but I will take Kansas in a close one, and I will take the over as well. Both teams score in the 30s in this one.
All right. Another good one down in Florida, in Gainesville, as the Florida Gators will be hosting South Florida, a South Florida team coming off a big win over Boise State, a convincing win over Boise State. Florida favored by 17.5, the total 56.5 in this one. Florida is 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 games, 5-1 against the spread their last 6 at home. Their last 5 have gone under the total, and 4 of their last 5 at home have also gone under the total. Meanwhile, South Florida 2-6 against the spread their last 8, 5-2 straight up on the road, or 5-25 straight up on the road. 5-25 straight up on the road for South Florida, and 4 of their last 5 as an underdog have gone under. Florida's won the last 3 matchups between the two schools. I like Florida, and I like Florida big. I think Florida wins at 38-14. They cover the spread, and it goes under the total.
Give me South Florida and give me the points.
What?
Did you watch South Florida dominate Boise State last week?
Yeah.
Dominate. And maybe it's just Boise State's not that good. That quarterback on South Florida, Byram Brown, who got hurt last year, is healthy. He was running people over. He looked awesome. Florida struggled. Long Island's leading passer had 1 completion, 28 yards. Like Long Island was terrible, and Florida was 14-0 after 1 quarter. Like it wasn't a blowout right away.
Right.
They had to kind of keep all those guys in there to get a big blowout going. I think so. I don't know if South Florida can win, but I trust Alex Golish. I trust Byron Brown. I'm taking South Florida to cover the 17.5. That's a lot of points. I'll take it.
All right.
I'm going to pick this, okay? And I'm going to go with you, Fish. I'm rolling with the Florida Gators on this one, and this is why South Florida won the turnover battle 3-0 against Boise State. Boise actually fumbled 4 times in the game, but only lost 3 of them. Can they turn Florida over? Also, South Florida had 5 plays of 37 yards or more. They also had scoring plays of 23 yards, 45 yards, and 15 yards.
So their
other explosive plays were 49, 55, 37, 37, and then runs of 10 and 12. Boise's longest play was 31 yards. That's the thing. You're playing a way better athlete against Florida than you are against Boise State, though. I don't think they hit the same explosive plays. I think Florida rolls.
All right. CJ.
Lane, we watched the same game with completely different eyeballs because I watched that game thinking, how the hell is Boise not up by more? Up until that fake punt, it was like, oh, Boise State is about to pull away at some point in this game. Boise State got inside the USF 47 times, which resulted in 1 score. Florida gets inside the 40. They're going to score the ball. On the topic of the big plays, Roser, Boise had 8 plays for 309 yards. That means the other 45 plays resulted in 63 yards. So they had about 1 yard per play if you take 8 plays away. Like that's more than just being explosive. That's somebody on Boise being incompetent. And I don't think you're going to have that issue in this one. I think Florida can name their score. They'll get up big and just rout them. I'll take Florida minus 17.5, and I'll take the over in this one.
All right. Virginia Tech. We saw them play last week. Virginia Tech against South Carolina. They lost that game. They are a 1.5-point favorite over the Vanderbilt Commodores. Total in this one is 47.5. Virginia Tech 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games. 1-5 against the spread their last 6 against the SEC. 4 of their last 5 in September have gone over, and 12 of their last 15 as a favorite have gone over. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, their trends, boy, how things have changed. 11-4 against the spread their last 15 games. 17-9 against the spread on the road, including 5 of their last 6 covering away from home. 9-2 against the spread as an underdog. 17-5 against the spread on the road when the total's between 45.5 and 49, and it is. And 11 of 14 against non-conference opponents have gone over, including the last 8 against the ACC have gone over. Vanderbilt straight up, 24-21. Doors win, cover, total goes over. Lang.
I'm parking it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of Vanderbilt. They looked so good against Alabama last year, and then they kind of have times where they just look like Vanderbilt again. Pavia's out there. The family's getting in trouble. I don't know what's going on. I'm staying away. I'm parking it.
7 wins last year, Lang.
I'm going to pick it.
That was last
I'm
year.
going to go Virginia Tech. This is Inter
Ooh.
Sandman. This is the home opener. Virginia Tech actually outgained South Carolina. Barely. The biggest thing here is the running factor. They held South Carolina to under 4 yards per rush, and the big thing is the quarterback spot. Last year, Pavia rushed for over 100 yards in that game against Virginia Tech. Just the other day against South Carolina, Lenora Sellers, only 25 yards on 13 carries. We know Vanderbilt is going to want to run the ball, and Pavia is going to want to run the ball. Not going to be able to happen. Virginia Tech's ready for it this time. I still don't know about Virginia Tech's quarterback play. They got to tighten things up on special teams too. Vanderbilt's got to get Pavia's brothers out of jail. A lot of things happening off the field in Nashville right now. Give me the Hokies. Inter Sandman, Blacksburg. Let's go.
CJ?
They were able to hold Sellers to whatever you said, rushing rows. I forget what the exact number was because they rotated 12 dudes on the defensive line. So they're running 12 dudes deep on that first drive. They went 10 dudes deep on the defensive line, resulting in, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and a safety. I think that they get after Pavia, that front does, and the receivers are so much better for Virginia Tech this year than what they were last year. I like Virginia Tech here to win comfortably and cover that 1.5.
All right, and then the big matchup of the weekend out of the SEC features Oklahoma and Michigan. This one in Norman. Oklahoma, a 5.5-point favorite. The total at 46.5. Oklahoma 9-5 against the spread at home. 42-5 straight up. Their last 47 at home. They are 26-0 straight up in week 2. They've won 26 straight in week 2, 11-5 against the spread in the last 16 of week 2, 7-2 against the spread in the month of September as well. Michigan, meanwhile, 2-5 straight up and against the spread, their last 7 against SEC opponents, 2-7-1 against the spread in the month of September for Michigan. 14 of 19 against SEC opponents have gone over, and 19 of 27 on the road have gone over. Oklahoma, straight up, they win it, and they cover the spread. 28-21, win it by a touchdown over the Wolverines. Total goes over the 46.5.
I'm going to pick it, and I'm picking the under.
The under?
Yeah, taking the under. Oklahoma only had 20-something points in that game last week until against Illinois State, and they tacked on a couple at the end to make it a 35-point total. We haven't seen anything of Bryce Underdog. We haven't seen Underman play yet for Michigan, so who knows what we're going to get out of that. But we do know they like to take the toter, right? So we know you can assume they're not going to be opening up and throwing the ball down the field a whole lot. So I'm just going to take the under in this one. Mateer looked pretty good last week. I've seen some stuff about how he might struggle against this Michigan defense, so I'm just going to take the under and feel good about that.
All right, Roser?
I'm parking it on the spread. I have a pick on the total, and I'll save it.
Okay.
Sit it out.
I'll sit it out until we get to pick. I got to save something for the picks part.
Okay.
I got to save a little something
That's
here.
fine.
I don't trust Oklahoma Brent Venables offense to cover that number, though. I will say that. But I also don't know enough about Bryce Underwood to be able to cover that number. So
all right, CJ?
I'm just gonna stay away.
Justice Haynes, Alabama transfer, over 150 yards rushing against Nevada. 3 touchdowns. It'll be important for Michigan offensively to be able to run the football, and I think that's what they'll do. And it's a first road start against a power team, and just first road start in general for Underwood. So I would imagine they're going to try and take it easy on him. Venables isn't, though. He's going to do some things to try and confuse them, and if you can stay ahead of the chains, you don't have to worry about your quarterback going down the field to make plays. And if that's the way Michigan is going to play, I like the under in this one. I'll also take Michigan plus the 5.5. Real quick, Michigan's last 3 road games have gone under. Oklahoma's last 8 games have seen the under hit 5 times. So I think under is the play here, under the 46.5.
All right, National Football League gets underway tonight.
Let's go.
Happy week 1 of the NFL season. What are we looking forward to the most this weekend? Just sitting and watching Red Zone all day?
Remember how I told you I had watched all these teams talk about how all these channels talk about how great UNC was going to be, so
right.
I threw some money on TCU. This morning I got out the phone and put some money on the Cowboys.
Oh.
Because all we're hearing about is what a disaster it is. They got rid of Micah Parsons. It's going to be a mess. And then I was reading on ESPN, and like they were saying, people around the league think Dallas is going to be pretty good on offense, particularly. So give me 8 points in this one. So I've got a little interest in this game tonight. I took the Cowboys. I think the Eagles are the better team.
I don't hate that either. It's a big
That's
number.
A lot of
it's
points.
a big number. And Dallas's offense, as Chris Vernon was saying before on the show, he's like, look, when Dak plays and is healthy, the Cowboys win games. They do win regular season games. Now they may have their playoff issues, but for the regular season, they do win games. And that CeeDee Lamb and Pickens thing,
well, I know George Pickens.
It's week 1 though. He should be good. He's good. This isn't week 7.
But at some point he's going to blow up.
Right, but it's week 1. He should be fine tonight. So I think that I do. I think Dallas's offense could be really good. The Eagles replacing 5 starters on defense. They got a lot of young guys that they're going to rely on to step up. They lost Josh Sweat on that defensive line, who was an absolute menace in that Super Bowl and a menace all last season. Zach Vaughn became an All-Pro linebacker last year. He was a nothing in the NFL, and then all of a sudden the Eagles signed him, and he became an All-Pro, first-team All-Pro linebacker out of nowhere. Can he maintain that level of play coming into this year? And then the other thing is Saquon Barkley had 482 touches last year. It's a lot. Even if Barkley plays all season, what are the odds he has that kind of year again? And they lost their offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. I would with you. I had to pick it. I would pick the Cowboys tonight. I'd take the points.
CJ, what you looking forward to?
In this game or just in general?
In general, this weekend.
Man, this weekend, just getting football back, and there are a lot of good games. The one that I'm most excited about is a potential AFC championship game matchup featuring the Ravens and the Bills.
Yeah.
That would be, as long as the Bills don't have to play the Chiefs, they can get to the AFC championship. And we saw these two teams play a couple of really, really cool games last year. The last game they played in the playoffs was as good a football game as there was last season. So I look forward to seeing that game right there.
Well, let's get to go ahead.
Are we going right to pick it and park it for NFL?
Yeah.
Let's go.
You want to go?
No,
all right, you ready?
Do it.
Okay. We'll start with a couple of games out of the NFL, and we'll get to the Monday night game coming up a little bit later on, or the Thursday night game coming up a little later in the show. But a couple of big games on Sunday. The Packers and the Lions. I mean, what a battle here on opening weekend. The Packers minus 2.5, the total at 47.5. Packers 1-5 against the spread, their last 6 against the NFC North. 2-7 against the spread, their last 9 played on Sunday. 4 of their last 5 in September have gone over. Detroit, meanwhile, 14-6 against the spread in their last 20 games. 10-1 against the spread, their last 11 on the road. 33-13 against the spread against NFC opponents, and 5 of their last 6 have gone over. Head-to-head, Detroit 12-4 against the spread, the last 16 against the Packers, including 6-2 against the number in Green Bay. Lions, straight up 28-24. They cover the spread, and a total goes over, taking the road team.
I'm taking the Lions, too. They beat the Packers twice last year. And,
yeah, but they got Michael Parsons now.
Yeah, but the Lions got Hutchinson back, too, and he's healthy, and everyone says he's a monster now. So I'll take the Lions. People forget that team, they were really good last year.
Really
they won
good.
16 games, something like that. They were great. So I think everyone thinks about how they lost in the playoffs and that last game of the regular season, or who was it they played right at the end of the season and they looked terrible? Was it against the Vikings or somebody? Or that was the Vikings who looked bad. I'm going to take the Lions in this one.
All right, Roser?
Yeah, I'm going to pick it. I feel like everybody has forgotten because they lost both of their coordinators. Their center, Frank Ragnow, retired, which is a massive deal. That's an all-pro center. That's the guy calling everything out, calling out all your protections and everything. That is a massive deal, but people forget how good the Lions are. That Lions team, by the time they started that playoff game against the Commanders last year, were down 6 starters on defense. They lost a 7th starter early in that game. They've got everybody back healthy. Kenny Clark, the guy who was traded in the Micah Parsons deal from Green Bay to Dallas. In one of those games against Detroit last year, 8 tackles, 5 solo, 3 assists, 2 stuffs. They don't have that now at the defensive tackle spot. Micah Parsons, even if he does play, they put an injection in his lower back, and he plays, he's still going to be limited in how many snaps. I think you could see a game plan where Detroit just does the David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs thing, and they just run the ball all night on Green Bay and try to make them stop the run. I like the Lions plus the 2.5.
All right, CJ?
Dan Campbell.
I will be taking
Good roar.
Yeah.
I'll be taking the Packers laying the 2.5. I think that Rashawn Gary will be the biggest beneficiary of the Micah Parsons deal, and even if he's not 100%, which he's still, like you said, getting the back injections and things like that, you got to pay attention to him. I think that the Packers will absolutely, from a defensive standpoint, be able to go out there and put pressure on you constantly at the quarterback position. Running the ball, I'm curious to see what they do against the run, because to your point, Rosie, the Lions are really good at running the football. Dan Campbell's going to have a team that can tote the tater. But if they can control the run game on the defensive side of the ball and get pressure on Goff back there at the quarterback spot, I like the Packers' chances. So I'll take the Packers minus a 2.5.
All right, and then the game that CJ already alluded to, the Buffalo Bills, a 1.5-point favorite against the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. 50.5 the total in this one. Buffalo 5-1 against the spread. Their last 6 at home. 9 of their last 12 in week 1 have gone under, and 12 of their last 15 against the AFC North have gone under the total as well. Baltimore 4-10 straight up as an underdog in the last 14 times in that spot. Head-to-head, Buffalo's covered 4 of the last 5 at home against the Ravens, and 10 of the last 13 meetings have gone under, including 4 of the last 5 in Buffalo. I'm taking the Bills. The Bills win it, and barely. 24-21 Bills, and the total goes under.
I'm taking the Bills, too. I think they got Josh Allen's the best player in the NFL. I know Lamar's been great, too, but I'm taking Josh Allen in this matchup, so I'll take the Bills.
All right, Roser?
These teams met in the regular season last year, and the Baltimore Ravens won 35-10 and outgained the Buffalo Bills 427-236. These teams met again in the playoffs, and the Ravens outgained them 416-273, but lost 27-25. The difference in the regular season matchup, the turnovers were 1-1. In the postseason, the Ravens turned it over 3 times to the Bills 0 in that game. If the Ravens do not get killed in the turnover battle, they roll big. Baltimore covers this number, wins by double digits. Ravens, the best team in the AFC, and your Super Bowl champion.
Give me a Raven sound. CJ?
You got one more, Ingy?
That was the dying Raven.
Everything Roser said and Lang said is true, right? Josh Allen, probably the best player in the NFL. The Ravens are the more talented team here. I know it's on the road, but give me the Ravens plus the 1.5.
All right, there you go. We'll have the...
Can you do a Raven call?
These are crows. You guys are sounding like crows.
They're cousins.
Well, they're not. They're not.
Well, was it a Raven that Jake had in the Shawshank?
I think it was a crow.
They look the same.
Jake was the bird.
It's a black bird with a beak. It's a crow. It's
Brooks
a Raven.
was the guy.
Brooks.
Lang.
Jake was the name of his bird.
Yeah.
All black birds look the same to me. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
Blackbird, great song.
You're birdist.
I don't have a
Stop being so birdist.
I don't have a
CJ.
single birdist bone in my body.
Birdism.
Some of my best friends are birds. I just think all black ones look alike. And also, they're all shifty. You got to keep an eye on them.
That's right.
They do steal stuff, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes,
no,
they do.
That's magpies. One of them, they take
Another
things.
black bird. The lane. Like, you ruined my point. That's why I don't come downtown. Too many blackbirds.
And they all look alike. We'll get to the Thursday night game coming up in our next segment. Right now, it's time for some fish nuggets. Yes, we get a couple of nuggets on the games that we haven't covered, like Alabama, 37.5-point favorite against Louisiana Monroe this week. The total in that one is 50.5. Alabama is 9-2 against the spread when they are a 31 or more point favorite. That's pretty impressive. 9-2 against the spread when they are a 31 or more point favorite. They are a 37.5 point favorite against La Monroe.
And they need to blow somebody out.
They need
this
something,
week.
yeah. Meanwhile, Arkansas, they are a 23.5 point favorite against Arkansas State, total at 63.5. Arkansas 5-16-2 against the spread after scoring 40 points in the previous week. Okay. And they scored over 40 last week. 5-16-2. Auburn, meanwhile, 43.5 point favorite, 43.5 point favorite against Ball State, total at 53.5. Auburn 4-10 against the spread, their last 14 against non-conference opponents. LSU 37.5 point favorite against La Tech, total at 51.5. The Tigers 15-5 against the spread in their last 20 home games. Mississippi State in a weird line of the week. They are only a 6.5 point dog against Arizona State, the total at 59.5. Mississippi State, however, 2-14 against the spread as a home dog. Texas, a 36.5 point favorite against San Jose State, total at 52.5. Texas has gone under the total in 7 straight against Mountain West Conference opponents.
Oh, they're going to try to win this game. They're going to try to do a Lane Kiffin, Lincoln Riley thing. They're going to try to win this game 68-3, something like that.
And then Texas A&M, 29.5 point favorite against Utah State, total at 54.5. Texas A&M, big favorite here. They're 4-16-1 against the spread in their last 21 games overall. So not a good covering job by Texas A&M. All right, there you go. Some fish nuggets on those other games. We will take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at tonight's NFL game. We got our weekly picks. And free picks as well before we get out of here. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
The boys' time.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
The NBA announced their Dunk of the Year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple. Thursday edition of the large program. We'll be back with you again on Monday to recap what happens over this wonderful weekend. We'll do that at 2 o'clock on Monday. And then, of course, on Thursdays, we get you set for the weekend. And tonight, it is the opening night of Week 1 of the National Football League. Looking forward to it as the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys tonight in Monday Night Football in Philadelphia. The Eagles are a 7.5 point favorite against the Cowboys tonight. The total at 47.5. Philadelphia 10-3 against the spread their last 13 games. Philadelphia 6-1 against the spread their last 7 at home. 6-1 against the spread against division opponents, and 7-2-1 against the spread on Thursdays. Meanwhile, Dallas 6-14 against the spread as an underdog. Philadelphia is 5-1 against the spread at home against Dallas head-to-head. They have covered 5 of the last 6, and 7 of the last 9 meetings have gone over. I'm taking the Eagles barely, by the hook. 28-20 Eagles, they cover, and it goes over the 47.5.
I already told you I got the Cowboys.
You got the Cowboys
Yeah,
tonight. Yep.
I'm waiting to see. The other thing I thought of in all this was how many times, especially in the NBA, we see it all the time. On ring night, the first game back from winning a championship, teams come out and just lay an egg.
Yeah.
So maybe the Eagles come out a little flat in all this too.
All right. Roser, what do you think?
I would probably take the Cowboys with the points.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points, and that's why I do it. But yeah, I don't think the Eagles are relying. They got a lot of guys to replace on defense. They do. Fangio's great though. Like those guys will probably get better and better as the year goes on. But yeah, I think it's a lot of points. I'll take the Cowboys.
CJ?
I'm just not sure what that defense is going to be able to do this year.
Right.
And if you're going to take care of the ball, which I think Jalen Hurts is pretty good at, you're not going to give them short fields to work with, and you'll be able. I think you'll be able to gash this Cowboys defense. They're not going to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, and I don't think they'll be able to stop the run. I think this is Eagles naming a score on the Cowboys, and in a high-scoring affair.
What if go ahead.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
So what if the Cowboys now they get rid of Micah Parsons and everything? Now they can stop the run. What if Jerry was right? It'd be amazing.
Like Nico was right?
Yeah. Wow. Didn't work out.
Yeah. So that's tonight, Thursday Night Football, Eagles and the Cowboys. Time now for our picks for the week. I'll go ahead and get us started. I'm going with the Iowa Hawkeyes plus the 3.5 at Iowa State. Iowa's won 7 of the last 9 against Iowa State, and they're 6-0. 6-0 straight up at Iowa State. They don't need the points, but I'll take them, plus the 3.5. Take Iowa over Iowa State. Going with Illinois, minus the 2.5 against Duke. I think this is a really weird line as well for a team that's in the top 15 to only be a 2.5-point favorite on the road at Duke. Illinois is 14-2 against the spread, their last 16 on the road. I will take the Fighting Illini over Duke. Ole Miss, minus the 9.5 at Kentucky. As we talked about earlier, I think that line's too low too, which scares me at times, but not in this case. Kentucky's not good. Ole Miss, they're really good, especially early in the season. I'll take the Rebels minus the 9.5. Taking the Jaguars minus the 3.5 against Carolina. Carolina 2-15 straight up their last 17 games on the road. And then I'm taking the Buccaneers as my play of the week in the NFL. Minus 1.5 in Atlanta against the Falcons. Falcons 3-15 straight up when they are an underdog, and they are just a slight dog. I'll take the Bucs minus the 1.5. Lang?
Well, I'm going to start with Ole Miss against Kentucky. Like you, Rob, this feels like way too small of a line. Kentucky stinks, and Ole Miss is pretty good. They're going to score a lot of points. If they get ahead, we know they're not going to take their foot off the gas either. They're going to try to score as many points as they can. So I'm going to take Ole Miss in that one. I told you guys earlier, I got South Florida. I love Byron Brown, and I think Alex Golesh is a great coach. We're going to see him in a bigger conference pretty soon. And I don't know if they have enough to beat Florida, but I think they can keep it close enough. Arizona State, Mississippi State, like you said, Rob, weird line here. This is another top 15 team where you think they might be up more. Normally when we see a weird line, what do? We take it. I'm going the other way. I think Arizona State's going to win this one. Shout out Levitt and Tyson, that wide receiver they have who is so good. Although Mississippi State does have one of my favorite names in college football at running back. Sounds like a guy out of Boogie Nights. Fluff Bothwell. Great name.
That's
at running back for Mississippi State. I'm going to take the Chiefs at the Chargers. I'm surprised it's only 3.5. Feels like Harbaugh's kind of coaching for his job this year. And the Chargers every single year kind of come out and just going, So I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one, and it gives me something to watch Friday night and root for. And then Falcons, Buccaneers. You take the Bucs. Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle for the Bucs. He's out. Chris Godwin, wide receiver for the Bucs. He's out.
What else is new?
Vita Vea, defensive tackle for the Bucs. He's out. And I know the Falcons are missing their right tackle, the backside for Michael Penix. But I'm going to take the Falcons. This is a new era, Rob.
Oh.
The Dirty Birds are changing things now in Atlanta, and they're not going to have this 3-15 against the spread to start the season like they have been. Raheem Morris is changing things. The Falcons are going to cover this one and win the game.
All right.
CJ.
Iowa State and my super duper lock under whatever. If it's 3, go under it. The under in the last 10 these two have played is 7-2-1, and it's Iowa State. They just want to hit one another. They just want to get into a fight. So give me the under the 41.5 there. Ole Miss is 10-5 against the spread. Under Lane Kiffin as road favorites. They are also 4-2-1 as double-digit road favorites. We talked about this game a whole lot at the beginning of the show. Give me Ole Miss laying the 9.5. Middle Tennessee lost to some team I never heard of. Then wait a second, I was like, oh no, wait a second. That's Austin Peay they lost to. I have heard of Austin Peay. Austin Peay went out there, showed their penis, and jumped all over MTSU last week in Murfreesboro. They're taking on Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to dominate this game. Take Wisconsin in the points, but also take the over in this one. Wisconsin's going to beat these dudes like 72-0. Give me the Bucks laying the 1.5. I disagree wholeheartedly with Lang. Sorry, Lang. And then I'll take the Dolphins plus the 1.5 against the Colts. Rosa?
All right, let's go to the board. I'm going to take Kansas plus the 6.5 against Missouri. You want to buy the hook to get an even 7 on that. I'm totally cool with that. But if Lance Leipold and Kansas, if they really are truly much improved from last year and they're totally healthy, this is the kind of game where you go there and you prove it. Missouri's fine. They're not amazing. So if you are really improved, you can go there and you can cover that number. And I think they've got the quarterback advantage, especially with the experience. Jalen Daniels, give me Kansas. My favorite pick of the week is Michigan-Oklahoma under the 45.5. 28, 40, 37, 44, 27. Those were the totals from all of Oklahoma's home games last year against Power 4 teams. All of them went under that number. Bryce Underwood, first big road start in Norman on a Saturday night. Brent Venables against a true freshman. And I don't trust the Venables offense either. I love the under 44.5. Iowa State under 41.5. 5 of the last 6 years, the Iowa State game has gone under this number. I think you're looking at a number 17-13 kind of game between Iowa and Iowa State. Here's the Rosebud for you. Since 2009, Week 1 home underdogs in divisional games in the NFL are 29-8 against the spread. Hey! There are 3 of them this week. Who are they? There's the Falcons against the Buccaneers, there's the Browns against the Bengals, and there's the Seahawks against the 49ers. And I am not picking the Seahawks. They can kiss my ass. So I will take the Falcons plus the points against the Bucs. I got it at plus 2.5. It's now plus 1.5. And nobody in the world is going to take the Browns plus 5.5 against the Bengals. So I'll be the one who does it. Flacco's got a little juice left in him. It's still week 1. He's ready to go.
All right. There you go.
Juicy Flacco.
Yeah.
Some big picks there.
Flacco!
That's what he said.
Elite Flacco.
Flacco!
All right, I got a couple free picks.
Oh, I like free
anybody's
picks.
Interested? We're going with the Yankees at Houston tonight. Big. Yankees are going to win this one. You don't even have to give the 1.5, but I'm going to go with the Yankees. Also going with the Kansas City Royals minus the 1.5 against the Angels tonight at home. So those are a couple of baseball plays for you. The Royals and the Yankees. A couple of plays. You don't even have to give the 1.5. You could parlay those two together and turn out just fine.
Give me a George Pickens anytime touchdown tonight.
George Pickens anytime
George
touchdown.
Pickens anytime touchdown tonight.
All right, that'll keep them.
Yeah.
That'll keep them happy for a week.
Parlay it with a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown too.
Okay. All right. That's going to do it for us here on this Thursday on the Odds Couple.
Thursday don't play.
No. We are
Great
out
show,
of here.
guys.
Thank you very much for joining us here today. We'll be back with you on Monday at 2 o'clock to recap a busy weekend. Best of luck to you and all your bets this weekend in football, and happy week 1 of the National Football League. For CJ, for Roser, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thank you much for joining us. This has been the Odds Couple right here on Grind City Media.